Did you know we all have a money thermostat? It's the amount of money that we feel comfortable charging and what we feel that we're actually worth. We often do an interesting little exercise with people in groups where we coach them. We ask them what they're comfortable earning, and for argument's sake, let's say that they're comfortable earning $100,000 a year. And we say, okay, would you be comfortable earning $150,000 a year? And very often we ask them to see what feelings come up for them, and they'll say, yes, I'm comfortable. And we might go up to 200, and they might start going, well, I'm not quite that comfortable. And then we go up to say 250 or 300,000. And at some point, relatively soon, that comfort level breaks. And they feel, no, I wouldn't be more comfortable earning that sort of money. Which is interesting, because what's the difference between somebody who's a billionaire and somebody who isn't? Arguably, the only real difference is what's going on between their heads. In an interesting way, it plays out with people who sell products and services. So if you've got a business, what is your product or service really worth? It's worth whatever the market thinks it's worth, but the market won't be able to ascribe a value to it unless you tell the market what it's worth, and if you truly believe in the value that you provide. So let me give you a couple of examples to illustrate the point. Many years ago, we worked with a husband and wife mortgage broking team, and back in the day, they used to arrange mortgages for people, and they charged $3,000 to arrange a mortgage, which the client actually paid. One day I said, well, why don't we raise the fees? And they went, oh yeah. I said, well, how about we double it? And let's just say there was deathly silence. They said, well, none of our clients are going to pay this. Why would they pay double the fees? And I said, well, look, it's a question of showing them the value. Could they get the mortgage that you're going to get them? Would they be able to do this? Would they be able to negotiate with the banks? Would they be able to get the money? Would they be able to buy their dream home? The answer was no. So if you could give them everything that they wanted, why wouldn't they pay $6,000? It's a small percentage of what they'd be getting. They did put up their fees and didn't lose any clients. In fact, they expanded dramatically. Many years later, the husband of the husband and wife team joined forces with another property investment organization. And lo and behold, they were at that stage charging $3,000 to find investment properties. They were effectively property buyers finding investment properties for their clients. And they engaged us to work with them to help them become more profitable and increase their market share. And one of the first things I said to them was, okay, what's the value? And we understood what the value was that they provided. They found you properties at way below market value so that you made the money on the way in, so that the minute you bought the property, it had already appreciated because you'd bought it at maybe 15, 20, 30,000 below market value due to the relationships that they had with real estate agents and the knowledge that they had of the market. So I said, okay, why don't you put up your fees? Put them up to $6,000. Interestingly enough, the original guy that we'd worked with said, oh, that should be no problem, we can do that. The new guy, though, went, oh no, we can't do that. There's no way that people will pay that. So we had a bit of a battle on our hands, and it all came down to mindset and his thinking. But eventually we did convince them to put up their fees to $6,000, and we showed them how to explain it to their marketplace and demonstrate the values that their clients were getting. They didn't lose any clients. 2 or 3 years later, they are now up to $9,900, and they have a queue of clients a mile long. They have more clients than they have properties. And interestingly enough, one of our friends that we'd originally referred to them a number of years ago is now onto, I think, her 5th investment property. And she started at the $3,000 mark, and she now happily pays $9,900. And I asked her the other day, and I said, listen, why do you have a concern about the fee? And she said, no, not at all. I'm more than happy to pay the $9,900 because I know that I get real value and that I couldn't do this myself. So what's stopping you from raising your fees? More than likely, it's your own sense of value and the value that you feel you're providing. So you need to get past, my advice over here would be you need to get past your own blockages and say, okay, how do I put up my fees? How do I actually articulate the value that I'm providing to my clients? What is it that I need to do that's going to demonstrate that value to my clients? And how do I go about communicating that value? Because there are two parts to this equation. One is you've got to understand the value that you provide yourself, and the other is you've got to be able to communicate that value in a way that your clients are actually going to understand that value and happily pay for it. Now, the irony is the higher you put your prices, the more profit you make, and you could actually afford to lose some clients, because there's a equation which shows that you could actually put up your profits you could actually put up your prices by a very small amount and lose a lot of clients and actually still make more profit. I've actually got a table on that's sitting on my hard disk, and if you'd like that table of profitability versus revenue and raising your prices equation, just shoot me an email and I'll send it to you. So what's stopping you putting up your prices? Just go and do it. Go and try it. You might be surprised at how much more money you can make.